Hello, my name is Lizette Mendoza, and I'd like to speak to you today about the FIU GPA Tracker and Forecaster 2.0. My team member was Alex Sanchez, and I'd like to give you a little intro into the GPA Tracker. So, the GPA Tracker was built to aid students to reach their target GPA goal by the time graduation rolls around. Now, this was built in mind with things such as graduate programs, honor roll, and even graduation itself have a minimum GPA requirement. Even a student might have their own personal goal. So the GPA tracker helps that student achieve their goal. But what makes it so unique versus just taking in a bunch of averages, the students actually have input on just how well they want to do on some of their courses over others. And what I mean by that is, we have these features called weight and relevance. So weight is more of the difficulty level of the course according to the student, and relevance is just how well they want to perform, how much they really want to get out of the course. So by setting these values, we have reports that are generated that help the students see what kinds of grades that they need in one class, maybe a higher one in one class versus another that might be a little harder. Now that goal is broken down into semesters, so it's something attainable each semester. And this is shown by means of forecast reports. So these reports have what I've mentioned of listing out what the grades is that the student will need, and how they can achieve this for all their remaining courses throughout their time at FIU. So students can also keep track of their performance throughout their semester by inputting their grades so that they can see how well their grades are going and if they're on track with their goal for the semester. So a lot was accomplished in working on the 2.0 version. I myself worked a lot with the forecast reports, generating all the tables and graphs that come with it, as well as the projections involved as far as how the student looks like they're going to head as far as their grade or their GPA if they keep on with the current performance that they're going. I've also worked a lot with code migration, moving to object-oriented design, as well as AngularJS. I've also worked with the new look for the website. Alex did a lot of importing features, did a lot of back-end work involving error logging, threads, and so forth. Also had a hand in updating to the new look, a lot of code migration as well, and working with the admin user. So these are the different user stories that were accomplished throughout the semester over the past 7 sprints. As a closer view, I've listed just some of the user stories that were accomplished. But let's take a closer look at 809 just to give you an example. So as a student, for generating the forecast report, they can come up with a report containing a table and graph that helps them visually see how they can attain their goal for this current semester. As I mentioned, it shows the grade that the student needs to achieve based on their input of weight and relevance, how much time they need to devote to each course as an approximation, even providing a recommendation for a little buffer room, so to speak, to give them a little bit more, give them a little bit more cushion in case something goes sour in another course, for example. So this is our use case model. These are the different actions that the administrator as well as the student can perform. Some of these are additions, such as generating the semester forecast. Some of these were already implemented, but due to the migration, a lot of these had to be redone. So we had a hand in just about all of them again. So this is an example of one of the sequence diagrams worked on. This relates back to creating the forecast report. So once the student goes to generate their report, it undergoes validation, and if it passes, if it can generate, then it'll be opened up in a new window where all of the grades and the credits needed as well as the current course information is taken from the database and returned into the data tables that are shown in the report. And then assessment grades, the grades that have been input throughout the semester, are also retrieved and displayed in the graph. So these are the classes that we got to deal with this semester. Because of the migration, we had to work on all of these hands-on and reconstruct just about everything. So this was our new setup of model view controller, which is what we see here. We have the pages, then we have the controllers in the middle that connect to the repository. And this is the data that was dealt with in the database. So this is where we pulled up all the course information that we needed for the student, all their grades, all their previous as well as current information as far as grades are concerned, the courses they have yet to take, the courses they are currently enrolled in. Everything is back here in the database. So a lot of it is dependent on the users and their course information. As far as security, these are definitely one of the features that need to be worked on. A lot more privacy, because it's dealing with student information and grades, could use a lot more security. But for right now, what's been implemented are that the passwords are encrypted when the student registers, and every failed attempt to log in is logged in the back. So a lot was accomplished, as I mentioned, as you saw from the user stories on Mingle. And these are the various user stories that were accomplished. The top Gantt chart is mine, the 9 user stories that I covered. The one underneath were the ones that Alex Sanchez contributed to. So now I'd like to show you our product backlog. So these are some of the user stories that were not yet implemented but would like to be in the future. Many more to come, but these are the ones that we hope to get a hand in and never got to. So a lot of it has to do with touching up features that are already there, such as the forecast reports, improving that. Website security, too, we mentioned, is a big thing that needs to be improved. A lot of focus will also be put on the mobile applications. There's already implemented into the system, or rather it's already implemented, but the features have barely been updated. This semester it wasn't even touched. It was created in the 1.0 version. So the Android app will definitely be a major feature to add in the future, as well as the iPhone application, which is not here. Oh yes, it is. Create an iPhone and iPad app. So that's also to be added in the future. So if we go to GitHub, where our project is, here we can see the structure follows code, documents, posters, videos, so forth. So we can see our code is here, had to be broken down into these multiple folders because of the application, the Android app. This one's related to what we worked on for the website. We also have the videos here with the index file. This is where all the videos recorded for this project will be. So posters as well are in here, all the documentation regarding the project, and yeah. So if we look, so here we see that the GPA Tracker and Forecaster is running. If we take a look now at a virtual machine, we can see that once we go to the terminal, the folder needed to work on this is GPA2. We saw this in GitHub as the title. So see, these are all the folders that I just showed. If we do a git branch, so the master is what I showed you. The development is where all the work was done and combined or rebased before ever being pushed to the master. And then with each user story, we went into a separate branch. So for this example, I moved to branch 918, which reflects a user story in Mingle. So from there we can see git status, a few files have had to be edited since they've been pulled from GitHub, the latest version that's on there. So to be able to add all these features, I do a git add so that they could be modified, and then committing them. Commit with whatever title I want it to be. Our format was always story, for in this case would be 918, and then whatever the title was for the user story. I don't want to commit these, so therefore I won't do it. But after that, we check out back to the development branch, then rebase from there, or rather pull first, then rebase, then push. And then our latest code is pushed into the development branch. So to give you an idea of what this looks like. So these are the numerous stories that we worked on that were pushed, reflecting the titles of our different user stories in Mingle. So this one was the last one to be pushed, which is in fact accurate. So that is our introductory video for the GPA Tracker and Forecaster 2.0. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.